Hello and welcome once again, boxing fans, to my 30th prediction video. First of all, I'll have to apologize because in my last video I talked about some fights that didn't really happen last weekend. It's not my mistake, but anyway, I had to clear that up. So instead, I will be talking about them now. Okay, so let's begin. Well, the first fight I will be talking about is in England, and it's a really exciting middleweight matchup between the the local boy from Birmingham, Tommy Langford, and the veteran, shall we say, Avtandil Tornado Kurtzidze. Kurtzidze has been a top-notch contender for quite some time, but he has only fought once for a world title, and it was against, it was an interim WBA title in 2010, and he lost by a quite controversial decision to Hassan Nurjikhan. I favor Kurtzidze in this fight, and because he just has a lot more experience and he's very fast and powerful and aggressive fighter. And in his last fight, he stopped previously undefeated Kronk, I think, prospect Antoine Douglas. Well, he's not from Kronk, but anyway, I must have mixed him up with some. So, yeah, this is a 12-round fight for the interim WBO middleweight title. So I hope that this time Kurtzidze gets to win if he deserves it, of course. And I don't think he can get it any other way since the fight is in England. So I think he will just systematically break down Langford, and he will win by a technical knockout somewhere between the 8th and the 10th round, I think, most likely. Much the same way he beat Douglas in his last fight. Yeah, it's he hasn't fought really since for 13 months, Kurtzidze, but I don't know. I don't think it will affect him that much. He is around 38, right, or almost 38. So, but there is a chance that Langford wins, of course. But I'm gonna bet on Kurtzidze anyway. Okay, moving on. And the fight that I was talking about last week is gonna happen this week actually between it's a bantamweight fight between Zolani Tete and the other guy. What's his name? Let's see. His name is Arthur Villanueva. Yeah, that's right. Well, it's not a world title fight, but it's quite important for both men because Tete is just establishing himself at bantamweight, while Villanueva he also fought as a super flyweight previously. He's a very good fighter technically, but hardly a puncher, while Tete is both a puncher and a good fighter technically. So, as I said already the last time, I kind of lean a little more towards Tete in this fight because he has the power. So, I think he will. Well, my prediction is that he will win by 11th round technical knockout TKO. Let's. I think I will use the expression TKO in future, so not to sound too technical about it. Yeah, and then yeah, the next fight we got. Well, yeah, it's another middleweight fight also in England between Martin Murray and Gabriel Rosado. Yeah, sadly Rosado he has become like a fighter who is there to, you know, just to be a good. I mean, just to be somebody's stepping stone actually, so they can say, yeah, be that guy. He's good. I'm afraid he has become that kind of fighter. And while he certainly does have some chance to win, I will not bet on it because, for one, fight is in England on Murray's turf, and for the second reason, Murray himself is very, very tough and is not that easy to beat. Even Triple G, he had to go to 11 rounds against him. So I think it will be a good, interesting, and close fight. But I think Murray wins by a decision, either unanimous or maybe a majority. Even that depends on how good the judges are. Yes, and then there's a somewhat interesting fight in Germany between Robin Krasniqi is fighting against Arthur Abraham. Well, this fight is since he lost to uh, Ramirez. Abraham has, he's definitely on the slide, but Krasniqi is quite mediocre fighter. Really, he's kind of solid technically, and he's quite durable, but he's not really a world class fighter. Far from it. So I think Abraham will win, but it will not be easy. I think because he's on the slide, as I said, and the judging can be really, really weird in Germany sometimes. So that's why I put down a split decision win for Abraham. Yeah. So the next fight is yeah. Let's see. Yeah, we have a super middleweight WBO super middleweight title fight between aforementioned Gilberto Ramirez and Max Bursak of Ukraine. Yeah, Bursak is definitely a good fighter, but is he good enough to beat Ramirez? I wouldn't bet on it. But I don't think Ramirez will win by a stoppage because he hasn't stopped his last three opponents, and none of them were really better than than Bursak. So yeah, I think it will go 12 rounds. Yeah, and yeah, Ramirez wins most likely. And then there's a flyweight title with Kazuto Ioka for the WBA title. Yeah, he's fighting this guy from Thailand. It's called Nok Noi City Passer. This guy has a lot of fights, this Thai guy, but I think Ioka is just a better fighter, and in his last fights he has looked really good, and he has had like a few late stoppages in them, so I think he will win the same way this time as well. By TKO in the 10th round. And yeah, yes, he stopped Juan Carlos Reveco, who was really good in 11 rounds. So I think he will stop this guy in 10. And yeah, then we have some interesting fights as well. Jermell Charlo against Charles Hatley for the WBC Super Welterweight title. And Charles Hatley, he has had a few significant victories. Let's see, he beat Anthony Mandinia, Saul Roman, Richard Gutierrez. You know, fighters that were once good, but not so much anymore. I think he definitely presents a challenge for Charlo. So I think the fight will go the distance, and Charlo wins by decision. By yeah, majority decision was my pick. Anyway. Yeah. And then we have the big fight, I guess, of the week is between Shawn Porter and Andre Berto. Yeah, Andre Berto, you know, he is aged as a fighter, definitely. Even though he had that comeback against Ortiz, I still don't think he can match up against Shawn Porter. He is good enough against fighters that are good but not great. But Porter is really just too good for him. I think he will stop Berto late by TKO. So my pick is TKO 11 for Porter against Andre Berto. And yeah, we have also an interesting fight at super bantamweight between Jesse Magdaleno, who recently became the WBO champion, and Adelson dos Santos of Brazil. And well, Magdaleno, we all know he can punch, So I think this guy, I don't know that much about this dos Santos guy, but he has a couple decent wins on his record, but I think Magdaleno will win by a knockout in the 6th round. Yeah. And then a really good fight at featherweight. It's between Oscar Valdez and Miguel Marriaga. Yeah. Well, Valdez, he has so far been really, really good. He's, I think, considered to be the next great, a potential next great Mexican fighter. And while Marriaga, he's a Colombian who of course can hit as most of them. So this will be really exciting, I think. Marriaga has only lost once by a decision to Nicholas Walters, which is no shame because Walters was on the at the peak of his career back then. So I think there might well be an upset maybe in the making, but it's possible. But I still think that Valdez will win by UD, unanimous decision. Yes, and then we have come to the last fight. It's a WBO World Bantamweight title fight between Marlon Tapales of Philippines and Shohei Omori of Japan. Yeah, these guys have already fought, so Tapales won by a second round knockout. So that's all I know actually. I have heard about both, but I haven't really seen them in action before, so I figured, the easiest thing is to predict another knockout for Tapales, but this time let it go a little longer, so it's a KO for Marlon Tapales. Okay, then we have reached the end of this issue. I hope you will have some kind of use of this anyway. So I'll see you all. Bye bye.